Ooh, child. Okay, welcome back to the channel, family and friends. We are gathered together once more and again for another episode review, and tonight is going to be the have and have-nots. I'm sorry, y'all. I was halfway through with this, and I got interrupted. Nobody wants to call me until I'm doing something, child. Okay, take number 1700. Let's try this again. The have and have-nots. Before we begin the review, If Loving You Is Wrong will be returning March the 19th and the 20th. They're going to have a 2-night premiere. I don't know if they're picking up the season or it'll begin a new season. But for those of you who have been inquiring and those of you who like the show or the reviews, I'm letting you know we will start March the 19th doing If Loving You Is Wrong, as I always do. Now let's talk about the have and have-nots of this week. Child, we pick back up at at Justin's house. He getting his ass tore out the frame. You know, he was warned to stay away from Jeffrey and everything when they finished beating him up, and he agreed, which was smart. Now, David said he tired of being cooped up. He done got dressed, and he going out for a little while. Jeffrey's concerned because he thinks that Veronica is still a threat. David is telling him, just calm down. I got this. I'm not worried about your mother. Just be cool, right? So Jeffrey's phone rings. He looks at it, knows as Justin was about to not answer it, but David makes him answer it. Now, when he answers, he's telling Jeffrey he's hurt, and he assumed that Jeffrey knew why he was hurt. He didn't. He's like, why did you have this happen to me? David said, give me the phone. He got the phone from his son and told him, I'm the one that sent those people to your house. And that was just a warning to stay away from Jeffrey. You are not to contact my son again. Now, Justin said, all right, but child, we know it won't be, that easy. David told Jeffrey, you inform me if he tries to contact you again. And he said yes, but we know Jeffrey lying too. So David goes heading out the door to start, get in his car and go. Jeffrey is scared. He wants to start his dad's car because he's afraid that his mother may have done something to his dad's car and possibly try to blow him up again. Okay? So he telling him that, you don't have to start my car. I'm okay. Just let me be. Jeffrey was still scared, and he could tell because Jeffrey wouldn't go in the damn house. He told Jeffrey, touch my car. Jeffrey touched his car, and that alarm went off so fast and so loud. He said, I had this installed in your car and my car. So anybody touches our cars, we will know. And I guess that kind of gave Jeffrey a little peace, so he let his daddy go in peace, right? So the next move Jeffrey makes pissed me off, but I saw it coming. He go back inside and calls Justin. Justin, for what? He on the phone asking why he allowed this to happen to him. Jeffrey tells him I didn't. This happened because you threatened me. And, my father, he reacts to that. So then he tells Jeffrey that he thinks he is losing too much blood and he needs to go to the hospital. But instead of him calling an ambulance, because if you can talk to Jeffrey on the phone, you can dial 911. No, I need Jeffrey to come and take care of me. He said that he, if he can't get Jeffrey to come through, then he'll rather lay there and die. To me, that should have been the end of the conversation. I would have hung up. You want to lay there and die and you in pain? That's on you. I'm going to sit here and let nature take its course. But, of course, Jeffrey's trying to urge him to call an ambulance. He's saying that he can't go on without Jeffrey. He needs him. And if he can't have him, then he might as well just lay here and let nature take its course. He'll die. So he drops the phone. Jeffrey falling for the okie doke, gonna call 911 and try to put them people on hold so he can look through his text messages to get Justin's address. Girl, if you don't stop it, you better. Now, Miss Jeffrey, girl, you know damn well you can't put 911 on hold. That's like putting the IRS on hold. They can fuck your life up. Girl, don't do that. Meanwhile, you got Katie over there in the bed with Rocky and Broderick. Child, they must have did a number on old Katie because she all out of breath, but she smiling like a Chester cat. You hear me? Child. Girl, I said don't fool around trying to one-up Jim and end up being a ho-ho-ho now. Rocky gets up to go to the restroom, but he done took a picture of Catherine, right? In the woes of passion. He gets on the phone. Child, he calling Candace, who we find out they still working together. She telling him to get more evidence and apologize to him for him having to sleep with what she called the beast. He said it ain't no problem. And he lets her know, she like threesomes too, so Rocky here. She immediately warned him not to trust him. He said he didn't. She asked if Obama Jr. was still at the hotel, and he said yes. So she just tells him basically, go ahead and, get the evidence that we need. See, Candace still over at the Cry House waiting on Jim. Now, by the time Broderick comes out the bathroom, Katie is dressed to leave. She lets Broderick know because he's trying to act like he don't want her to go. He wants to get in the bed again. She let him know, I'm aware that this all about my money, but, keep up the faking and I might actually believe you one day. She kisses both of them. Child just lip-locking with them. Then she leaves. After she leaves, Rocky is mad as hell. He not enjoying this. He told Broderick is saying it's not that bad. He was like, man, you crazy as hell. Sleeping with her is like messing with my mother. I do not like it. I'm not here for it. So he done jumped his clothes on and left. Broderick still in there talking about he like her. I said, no, what you like is her money, like she said. You might tolerate her sex, but you ain't trying to really be with her anyway. Now, over at the Cry House, Hannah is asking Candace, why is she there? Candace is being disrespectful, as usual, to her mom and said to see my man. Hannah reminds her that's still that woman's husband. She tells Hannah Catherine is at the hotel now with 2 men right now. Hannah didn't believe her, so she told her, I'll send you the pic. She gets out her phone and get ready to send it to Hannah. Hannah said, don't send that filth to me. I am saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. You will not defile my phone like that, because that too is saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. So get back. Child, Hannah don't want no parts of that mess. She called Candace crazy, and Candace said, yeah, just like my mama. Hannah said, oh, no, not me. So basically, they agreed that they just ain't going to talk to each other while waiting on Jim, but that didn't work like that. Over at the jail, no, Diane the maid had came in, and she was asking if they wanted anything to drink. Candace was going to milk it, but Hannah told that lady, come, no thank you, and you can get back to work. So Candace decides to antagonize her mama just a little bit more. How in the world did you work here this long? Hannah said, actually, I ain't worked at this house that long. Well, she didn't, because that's the new Cry House. She worked at the old one forever and always. But she said, I'd rather be doing housework over here than selling my ass. Candace said, well, I made more money in one night than you probably made in a whole year time. Hannah says, you really think that you're going to get that man's money? And she said, yes. Then Hannah asks, why is she there? Of course she ain't finna answer that. Hannah asks, how did you get with that president man? Of course she not going to really tell Hannah about that neither. Hannah said, you're not going to stop till you end up dead. And she said that would be a welcome relief, which prompted Hannah to ask, so none of this means anything to you? She said, nope. She said, so nobody's life means anything to you, not your brother or your child? She said, nope. But couldn't look at a pic of her son that Hannah put in her face. She gonna tell her, stop, Hannah. Hannah said, why? She tried to flip it and say that her son's death was Hannah's fault, but Hannah let her know, girl, I've been thinking about you as of late. And seeing how you can't even look at this video of your son makes me feel that you starting to feel that this was really all your fault, because it was. She telling Hannah turn it off, or she'll turn it off for her. Hannah say, I sure like to see you do that. She ain't crazy. She ain't touch her mama. Honey, she put her earphones on and started trying to black out hearing the video of her son talking that Hannah was playing. Now, D.A. George, he got old Wyatt up in there. Want him to testify right then, but you know that the junkie wants a fix to do it, right? George ain't here to get him no drugs. He just want him to go on and testify before this grand jury, because he already got used to be D.A. Sarah girl over there testifying. He threatened to release Wyatt to Jim. Wyatt don't care. That would be up his alley. He can try to get away from his dad then so he can get him some drugs. So he ends up telling one of his assistants to have him looked at by a doctor and get him what he needs to be okay. She is warning him that's risky, but he insists get it done. So back at the over at David's house, Jeffrey finally get the address and then call 911 back. Then call them good 911 people back. And that woman told him on that phone ambulance was already dispatched to that address. And that's all she can tell him. Which hospital, if any, he was transported to, she can't tell him. So, of course, we know what his next move is as he take his juicy booty out the door. He on his way to the doggone hospital. Child, now down at the hospital, Madison then clocked in for his second, he do half his shift at David's house and the other half at the hospital. And the male nurse he was speaking to, who I assume was his supervisor, was telling him that he was lucky. That's a prestigious family. He said even though Veronica's a bit crazy. Madison said he ain't know anything about all of that. Then the nurse told him that there was a loony patient that just came in and that Madison had to go check on him. And so Madison go in the room and guess who laying there? None other than Justin, beat, battered and bruised up. And he immediately blamed Madison and tried to convince Madison Jeffrey did that to him. He warns him not to love Jeffrey because he'll end up right here in this bed like him because Jeffrey is so ruthless. Madison just walked out of the room on him because he really over him. Madison goes back to his desk to tell his colleague or boss or whoever it was that he can't help that person because he's the one that attacked him in that garage. They have a little back and forth explaining how they know it, and old boy was saying we need to call the police. Madison said we don't need to call no police because he is the police and he's crazy. Then Jeffrey walks up and he's asking, if Madison was there because he had heard he was there. And Madison is shocked. Like, you really want to go see him? Yeah. So Madison takes him to the room where he is. And he, at that point, you could tell he kind of upset about the situation because this man done terrorized you and beat me up. Hit me all up in the back of my head and everything with a crowbar over you, and you want to go see him. Jeffrey said he did. So Madison said, look, I think me and you getting to know each other at this point. We don't need to do that, and you shouldn't call me anymore. And Jeffrey was like, okay, and went on in there. Of course, as soon as he walked in that room, Jeffrey thought that he was there to love on him. No, he was there telling him about talking to this psychiatrist, and because he feel like he's becoming unhinged. He ain't trying to hear that. He's not trying to hear that at all. He told Justin, you there because you threatened me. That's why this happened. He asked him to just get the help he need and told him that, he ain't finna, he not coming back up here to be with him. And he goes to leave. Justin begging him to come see that new place. This is where I say Jeffrey wants this type of interaction. He gets off on this because why would you tell him that you're going to come by the new place that he got for you and him when you don't want to be with him? At least that's what you're saying. And then why would you tell that man that you love him? Why would you say that? Because that encourages him. You see, the next thing he asked for was a kiss, and that Jeffrey did not want to give him. So he leaves, right? Madison tells Jeffrey that he don't understand his relationship with Justin, but he informed him that he gonna leave that situation alone. Jeffrey thought that he was gonna see Madison later at the house. He said, "Now I'm working on a replacement nurse because I don't want to have nothing to do with that," which kind of surprised Jeffrey, but he said okay, and he walked away. Now you got Mitch and Benny sitting in the car trying to figure out where the Cryers live at now because the old house burned down. Benny calling Hannah, she not answering. Then he calls Candace, who is not answering. Then Mitch says she may be with the president-elect, which surprised Benny. Mitch let him know, yeah, man, your sister was with him, and here's the thing, the dude like her. Fool around, your sister might wind up being the first lady. Benny's surprised, and he ain't buying too much into what he's saying right there. He asking him to call Mitch to call his family and see if they know where the Cryers live, but Mitch don't want to do that. Then we see Veronica. They in there arguing about that, whether or not Mitch gonna call or not to find out. Then the scene switches over to Veronica arriving home, and she noticed the car outside her house watching her. And of course, she miss cool, calm, and collected. She walks over to the car and offers the men to come inside and get them a drink. They refuse. Then we see David pull up at her house, and she tells them that that's who you need to be watching. And then walks up to him talking about, hello, darling, I see you home. So he asks her, can we go inside and have us a little chit chat? Child, he get her in that house, and she's asking him to sit down. He said no. She said, you look like you okay. He said, pain pills, something you know about? She says, unfortunately, yes. Then she gets asking him about, do he see a stain in the carpet? He said he don't see it. She said, oh, I see it, and I left it there unclean to remind me. See, that's the spot of blood that fell from my face when you slapped me, and I keep it there to remind me. So what is it that you really want? Why you here? Girl, David said, I want to take you out to dinner. He said, I realized the error of my ways, Veronica. I realized the error of my ways, and I want to apologize for doing you like I did you. I shouldn't have never tried to replace you. I just want to take you out and show you that I love you. I'm sorry for all of this. And you can see that was fucking with her. Miss Queen of Mind Games, David seems to know how to play a mind game on her. Child, she couldn't even take it. She told him to leave. He said, okay, I'll leave, but I just wanted you to know that I'm sorry and that I still love you. Baby, when he left, she was shook. Do you hear me? She was shook. She was shook real bad. So over at Jim's house, he arrives home, right? He won't know what Candace and Hannah doing there. Candace said, you can go ahead on first, Hannah, and deal with it because he know what it is. Hannah was basically saying that don't you threaten my son no more and don't you send nobody else after him. He gets very condescending and rude. He done called Hannah a couple of bitches, said that if he didn't get his money back that day, that it could be 2 or 3 more stabbings to go on. And Hannah told him, I'm not a bitch. He said, bitch, yes, you a bitch, you and your bitch daughter. Baby, he was getting ignorant. But you can tell that's a white man talking. Because he didn't get the sign. When a black woman started pulling off them earbobs, that means something to happen, baby. Something to happen. He had clean enough time to get the hell out of Dodge. But he's so white, he don't know that them earrings coming off means that we about to fight. Baby, he kept calling her a bitch. Next thing I know, Hannah done turned around and done slapped the bejesus out of him. She is whooping his ass, and Candace joined in. They whooping that ass, honey. Next week, we going to see the continuation of the ass whooping. We going to see Catherine come home and tell him she's sick of his ass. She been had him by the balls for years, and she about ready to cut them suckers off. Baby, we going to see David play it real smart. He is telling Veronica that he wants to get back with her and telling Jeffrey to trust her. Jeffrey is like, Dad, she is crazy. He's telling him, trust me, I know what I'm doing here. So, child, this shit is getting good. When I tell you David done went on the dark side, he had with his fine self. But he sure did, baby. That was all really that happened on the have and have nots. If y'all feel like I left anything out in the review, please feel free to drop it below in the comment section, also known as my panty section, and we will discuss it down there. The conversation continues always. Thank you so much for listening in on this review. Y'all remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please like this video because ratings get me recognized on these YT streets. Comment down below in the panty section. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on this week's episode of the Haves and Have-Nots. And if you have not hit the subscribe button yet, please hit the subscribe button. Also, press your notification bell so that each and every time that I drop a pre-recorded video or go live from this channel, you will be notified and you can come over and join in the conversations. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of my new subscribers, all of y'all, because it's a bunch of y'all that came on over, and I really appreciate that over here. I hope you find that the ambiance is non-messy and comfortable, and you can get your ass a laugh while still feeling good about yourself when you exit off the video. Thank you all to my new supporters. For whatever reasons you hear, I appreciate it, honey. Come on in the room, and I will see you guys next for Black Ink Crew Chicago. I'm out. Peace.